If you're watching this video, chances are you're being sextorted. This terrifying situation where someone threatens to expose your private moments unless you meet their demands can leave you feeling trapped and uncertain. But there is a way forward. In this video, I'm going to guide you through the most critical decision you're facing right now. Should you ignore these threats or take action? Welcome everyone. I'm Aaron Minc, attorney and founder of Minc Law, a law firm exclusively dedicated to helping victims of online abuse, including sextortion. Sextortion is a digital crime that can shatter lives and reputations within moments. If you are currently being targeted by this scam, you might be feeling overwhelmed, scared, or unsure about how to proceed. I'm here to offer you a lifeline of advice to help you get through this. In this video, we'll demystify what sextortion is and walk through the immediate action steps you should take if you're facing these threats. I'll also address the central question of whether to ignore or confront your sextortioner and the risks associated with each choice. Finally, we'll discuss long-term strategies to safeguard yourself against future digital threats. Sextortion is a serious form of blackmail that has become increasingly common in today's digital age. It occurs when someone threatens to release your private and sensitive material, typically intimate photos or videos, unless you meet their demands. It often starts innocently enough, maybe a conversation on a dating app, social media, or other online platform, but it can quickly escalate. The perpetrator might be someone you know, but more often it's a stranger who has tricked you into sharing intimate details or images. It's important to understand that victims of sextortion are not at fault. You're not at fault. The perpetrators are skilled manipulators who prey on vulnerabilities. They rely on your fear of public humiliation or personal repercussions to exert control. A critical question many victims of sextortion grapple with is, should I ignore it or not? It's essential to understand that there's a significant difference between ignoring sextortion and choosing not to respond to the perpetrator. First of all, let's be clear. Ignoring sextortion is never a good option. Ignoring means being passive, not taking any action, and just hoping the problem will go away on its own. This approach can be dangerous. Sextortion is a form of manipulation and control, and ignoring it doesn't regain that control or stop the perpetrator. In fact, it can lead to an escalation of the threats and further victimization. On the other hand, choosing not to respond directly to the sextortionist is a strategic decision. It's about taking control of the situation. This doesn't mean that you're ignoring the problem. You're actively choosing not to engage with the individual who's threatening you, while also choosing to take proactive steps to address the problem. In the face of sextortion, your immediate response is crucial. Here's what you need to do. First and foremost, try to remain calm. Panic can cloud your judgment, leading to impulsive decisions that may worsen the situation. This might seem counterintuitive, especially when you're under immense pressure. However, complying with the extortionist's demands doesn't end the extortion. It typically only escalates it. Sextortion is based on fear. Once you pay, they will always, and I mean always, keep coming back for more. Keep all communications, including emails, messages, screenshots, and other relevant information. This evidence is crucial for any legal action you might take later. Avoid further interaction with the individual. Continuing the conversation typically only leads to more demands or threats. Change your passwords and update your security and privacy settings in all your social media and online accounts. This step is vital to prevent further access to your personal information. You should also consider consulting with a lawyer that specializes in this area. They can offer confidential and privileged advice, custom tailored to help you best navigate these next steps. Although not responding is usually best in most scenarios, there are specific situations where strategic engagement with a sextortionist is necessary. This is a nuanced and complicated part of handling sextortion and should always be approached with caution and expert support. Generally, there are two different scenarios where engaging or responding can be appropriate. If the situation escalates to a point where there are imminent threats to your personal safety or significant risks to your professional life, a carefully planned response from an attorney or law enforcement person can be effective in assessing the seriousness and credibility of these threats, de-escalating the situation, and regaining control. In some other limited cases, law enforcement or your attorney might advise a limited engagement with your sextortioner or a cease and desist letter as part of a strategy to get the sextortionist to back off, gather evidence, or possibly to identify the perpetrator. The aim is to regain control, de-escalate the situation, or gather necessary information, not to comply with demands or negotiate. And it's crucial never to pursue any type of contact with an extortionist on your own. Expert advice is not only recommended, it's essential. Each sextortion case is unique. The decision to engage and how to do so should be tailored to your specific case. While immediate action is crucial, it's equally important to implement long-term strategies to safeguard yourself against future incidents and mitigate the impact. Here are several key strategies. Google Alerts and professional digital risk protection services can monitor your online digital footprint and promptly detect harmful content or threats to you and your identity, enabling you to take immediate action to mitigate their impact. Staying proactive in identifying potential threats empowers you to respond swiftly and protect your reputation from further harm. Online reputation management utilizes digital marketing, public relations, and SEO strategies to promote positive content, which will mitigate the impact of any harmful materials that are published. This approach can be effective in restoring your online reputation and suppressing any negative information currently showing in your online search results. It also works to proactively prevent content from potentially ranking or having as harmful of an impact in the future. Seeking support is essential to cope with the fear, anxiety, and shame associated with this crime. Developing a support system of friends, family, or other emergency resources for emotional and practical support is absolutely crucial. If needed, consult with a mental health professional to navigate through feelings of distress and depression. Your mental well-being is paramount, and seeking professional support can help you heal and rebuild after the trauma of sextortion. At Minc Law, we're committed to providing guidance and support to those affected by online harassment and extortion. For more resources and advice on dealing with online threats, including sextortion, visit the Legal Resource Center on our website. I'm Minc from Minc Law, and I'll see you in the next video.